Hello, folks. Welcome to Spanish Fork 17. It is Game 2 of this regional 5A playoff matchup between the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles and the Springville Red Devils. Again, this is the first round of the 5A state tournament. Both teams coming into this one, coming in fairly solid, coming into actual playoffs themselves, but a couple of Region 9 foes here in the first round of the playoffs. So pretty excited to get coverage of this one for you today. Our crew here today is me, Andrew LaRose. Just me here today talking to you today. Hopefully can do a good job. Of course, our camera crew is here and our producer Pete is here. And we're very excited to get you some play baseball. Spanish Fork 17. Obviously, again, Maple Mountain taking the first game of this particular series on Saturday. That was on a score of 6-5. Provided a lot of drama. 2 3-run home runs hit by Maple Mountain, one by Seth Hall. The other, a pinch hit 3-run home run in the 6th inning by Cy Chrisman. That one ending up being the deciding hit in this game as Springville came ripping and roaring in that 7th inning, ending up scoring 5 runs. Maple Mountain able to hang on and win that one by 1. So they come into today needing just one win to be able to advance onto the Super Regional, as we are showing here for our brackets here. Obviously, Game 1 being won by Maple Mountain, Game 2 happening here very shortly, and a Game 3 will be happening if necessary. If Springville wins here in Game 2, we will have Game 3 for you. There will be a little bit of time in between for you to grab some food and get yourself situated, but we'll get you Game 3 should it happen, and then the winner of this particular series will go on to face the Orem Tigers in the Super Regional. That series will start on Thursday. That game's set to go at 4 p.m. However, also some fun stuff happening on the bottom side of the bracket there. Spanish Fork won their game in their series against Park City. They won that on a score of 6-0. So if they are able to win today against Springville, they will advance to face Salem Hills, and we will get you coverage of those games should we get to that point and Spanish Fork ends up winning that series. So we're very excited about potentially seeing both of these teams get on into the Super Regionals, and then, hey, you never know what happens, especially here for these Golden Eagles. I think they've got a great chance of being able to get past the Tigers and advance on to the quarterfinals. So that'd be really exciting, and I'll duck away here for a bit as you will get to hear our wonderful PA announcer announcing through the lineup here, and then we'll get you on over to the national anthem.
And pitching, number 4, Blake Carter. And we now ask that you all please rise, remove your hats, and place your hands over your hearts as we honor the United States of America with the playing of our national anthem. Let's play ball.
Hey, thank you for sticking with us through the national anthem. And like they just said, let's play ball here on Spanish Fork 17. Let's go through Springville's lineup here for you today. Batting first will be TJ Widdison. He is their second baseman. Batting second, Junior Lawaki. He will be pitching today. He usually mans one of the corner infield spots, and just absolutely fantastic athlete. Batting third, Trent Ash, the shortstop. Batting cleanup, Brooks Thorpe, the designated hitter. Batting fifth, Ryan Conrad at first base. Batting sixth, Ashton Tate in right field. Batting seventh, Hunter Pereiro in center field. Batting 8th, Mason DeYamas. He will be catching today. And batting 9th is Trek Wilcox. He is at third base. Eli Lilliard out in the field today for Springville. He is out in left field, but not in the lineup. The lineup for the Golden Eagles today will start things off with A.J. Thomas catching today. Batting second, Seth Hall in left field. Batting third, Corbin Bailey at shortstop. Batting cleanup, Frandy Maskia. He is out in right field. Batting fifth, Cooper Siemens at first base. Batting sixth, Cooper Rollins playing third. Batting seventh, Chase Johnston, the designated hitter. Batting eighth, Bennett Averett in center field. And Colby Warren finishes things off in the lineup, and he is at second base. And Blake Carter on the mound today here for the Golden Eagles as we are about to be underway here on Spanish Fork 17. TJ Whittison into the batter's box now for the Red Devils. The first pitch of the day from Carter is going to be just a little bit high and inside for ball one. Whittison in yesterday's ball game went 1 for not yesterday's ball game, but on Saturday's ball game. That one is in there on the outside corner for a strike, so the count will even up at 1-1. A little bit low and outside, so 2 balls and 1 strike. So again, 1 for 3 on Saturday. Had a single in the 5th and scored in the 5th, and then also walked in the 7th and scored. So 2 of the 5 runs scored by the Red Devils were TJ Whittison. Is now he looks at a count of 3 balls and 1 strike. And that was a big issue in Saturday's ball game. Was there were a lot of walks issued to these Red Devils batters, and they're going to start things off here with a leadoff walk.
Batting number 8, Junior Lawaki.
Speaking of a guy that walked a lot in Saturday's ball game, Lawaki steps up, and he walked 4 different times in Saturday's ball game. 3 of those of the intentional walking variety. They will opt to go after him here in his first at bat. Oh, just barely misses that outside corner for ball 1. Again, absolute video game numbers for Junior Lawaki. He has put together just a sensational season for the Red Devils. That one is in there for a strike. Batting .580 on the season with 8 home runs and 27 RBIs, 15 doubles. All he does is hit extra base hits and drive people in. It's just been an absolutely sensational season for the junior Red Devil as he sends this one out into center field. It's carrying, and it is up and over the fence for a home run. Junior Lawaki with his 9th home run on the year, a 2-run home run to start things off here for the Springville Red Devils. And that's really right there. That is the perfect example of why the Golden Eagles treaded lightly around him on Saturday and just gave him the free base every single time he was up, because he can do damage like that. Just absolutely mashes one out to center field, well over the fence. And 9 home runs now on the season, and RBI number 29 as well on the season for Junior Lawaki. And that one is up and over the head of Trent Ash for ball 1. So no outs here in the top of the first. Big 2-run home run by Lawaki to get the Red Devils on the board. Count now 2-0 on their shortstop, Trent Ash. That one is a beautiful pitch from Carter. Catches the black on the inside part of the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. This thing is popped up, and it will be out of the way and foul. Count now evens up here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ash on the season batting .325. Doing a nice job here for the Red Devils. 3 triples and 2 doubles fouled away. Siemens will make his way out into foul territory and make the play for out number 1. Needed out there for Blake Carter, who's had a nice season on the mound here for the Golden Eagles. Comes into this game with a 3.84 ERA in his 8 appearances. According to Max Preps, has pitched 34 2/3 innings. with 30 strikeouts and 16 walks, so just about a 2-to-1 K to walk ratio. So doing a pretty good job of commanding the strike zone for the most part. The 1-0 is going to be upstairs, so now 2 balls and no strikes to the designated hitter, Brooks Thorpe. Thorpe able to get one of the big hits in Saturday's ball game, and he's going to fly this one out to left field for out number 2.
Now batting number 26, Ryan Conrad.
Got a good piece of that one and ended up being pretty close to right down that third base line, but not having to move a ton out there out in left field was Seth Hall, just basically make his way over towards that foul line and make the play. So 2 outs here in the top of the first. And Ryan Conrad will slap one over to third. The throw will be made by Cooper Rollins, and that will be the end of the top of the first. A big 2-run home run by Junior Lawaki to get the offense rolling here for the Springville Red Devils. So they will go into this one 2-0 as we head on over to the bottom of the first. Gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17. That's Lance Wilson State Farm, 2 Jacks Pizza, MVP Sports, and Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Want to thank everyone that's tuning into our broadcast today, whether that is on our cable station or on our YouTube page, youtube.com/SpanishFork17. Make sure to click that subscribe button so that you can be able to watch all of the Maple Mountain and Spanish Fork High School sports that you ever want, and along with our other great content that we have on our YouTube page. So make sure to join our Spanish Fork 17 family at youtube.com/SpanishFork17. I want to give a special shout out to the Mosquea family, who is watching this broadcast on our YouTube page out in the Dominican Republic. We are so grateful for those that reached out to make sure that they got a link to this and that they are getting to be able to watch Frandy be able to play in these really awesome playoff games. So thank you so much, Mosquea family, for tuning in on Spanish Fork 17, and we hope that you're having a great day out there as we get to see Junior Lawaki warming up here now for the Red Devils. He's, like I said, he's been an absolute force at the plate all season long for Springville. But along with his exploits at the plate, he's also been doing a little bit of pitching this season. So a 3.50 ERA, 2-1 record in his 8 appearances. So far, again, all this according to Max Preps, has pitched 30 innings. 49 strikeouts, 39 walks. So command has definitely been a little bit of an issue for Lawaki, but certainly has some very overpowering stuff. The velocity that he has, pretty crazy. So as long as he's able to find a way to harness it in, he can be a tough one to face. So feels like the game plan here for the Golden Eagles is to be patient and just wait for good quality pitches from Lawaki and make him throw it into the strike zone. So we'll see what the Golden Eagles have in store here in the bottom of the first inning. They're going to start things off here with A.J. Thomas. He'll be followed by Seth Hall and Corbin Bailey. The numbers 1, 2, and 3 in the order here for the Golden Eagles, and hoping to cut into this early 2-run deficit after the 2-run home run in the top of the first by none other than the pitcher himself. Thomas is going to get a little piece of that one and foul it up and away. Thomas, the switch hitting catcher, mostly been hitting in the leadoff spot here all season long for the Golden Eagles. It's a nice job of setting the table for some of the other big bats in the lineup. He's going to bloop this one out into shallow center, and the play will be made out there for out number 1. Just a little bit more carry on that, as kind of was potentially going to be in no man's land, but caught a little bit more wind there. So a nice play out there by Hunter Pereiro. So out number 1 here in the bottom of the first. Brings up number 2 hitter Seth Hall. He's going to see one on the inside corner for strike 1. Hall, one of the big heroes in Saturday's ball game, crushed a 3-run home run in that game. He'll watch one right at about his eyeballs for ball 1. Corbin Bailey due up next here for the Golden Eagles. Hall hoping to be the first base runner of the day here for the Golden Eagles. He'll watch one outside. Count will move to 2 balls and 1 strike. Hall's been such a dependable bat in this lineup for Coach Thomas, and it's nice to have a good steadying presence in that number 2 hole. It takes a nice swing at that one, but good velocity from Lawaki to blow it past him. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 is in the dirt. Nice job by Dayamas to get a chest on that one, but the count will now be full here on the Golden Eagles left fielder. The payoff pitch upcoming here from Lawaki. Yeah, it certainly was taking his time there. Hall ends up taking time there to get himself readjusted. Again, 288 on the season for the senior left fielder. 2 home runs, 4 triples, and 3 doubles. Big opportunity here. Payoff pitch. Oh, it's going to just miss. Nice job there by Seth Hall to get himself on base here in inning number 1 for the Golden Eagles. Takes that one just a tick outside and gets himself on first base with just 1 out here in the bottom of the first, and brings up Corbin Bailey. Bailey batting .361 on the season for the Golden Eagles, with 4 doubles and 12 RBIs. Again, all of these stats are according to Max Preps. That one piped in there by Lawaki for strike 1. Mosquea due up next here for Maple Mountain. Mosquea having an absolutely phenomenal season for Maple Mountain. Again, like I said, so pleased to have his family tuning in from the Dominican Republic today. Lawaki takes a look over at Hall at first and then gets himself set back up. The 0-1 upstairs. Evens up the count here at 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, the Golden Eagles did take game 1 of this 3-game set on Saturday, 6-5. Should they win here in game 2, they will advance to face the Orem Tigers. If Springville wins this one, there will be a game 3 coming up here after this, as that one is fouled away by Corbin Bailey. So now 1 ball and 2 strikes. I was very excited to see that the Dons took care of business against the Miners on Saturday, shut them out 6-0. So they've got a chance to move on to the Super Regionals, as that one is tapped and fouled away by Bailey. Nice check swing there. Count will stay 1 ball and 2 strikes. Milwaukee's going to just kind of make a nice little gentle throw over to first base. I think more than anything, just to kind of reset things. Didn't feel like really made a real good effort there to keep Hall close to the bag. The 1-2. Able to check his swing. No contact. Falls out of Dayamas' glove and moves the count now to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oh, they're saying he actually foul tipped it, so we're hoping for that. That would explain why Dayamas was looking over to the umpire. Look out, that thing right at, coming right at Bailey's face. It will advance Hall into scoring position on the wild pitch there by Lawaki. So now 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Runner in scoring position over there at second base. Bailey now with a good RBI opportunity, hoping to cut into this 2-0 lead. The 3-2 is taken, and now Bailey will get himself on base. 2 straight walks issued by Lawaki.
Now batting.
And it brings up the cleanup hitter.
Mosquea.
Brings up Frandy Mosquea. Let's take a look at Mosquea's stats here for the season. Again, he's just had a very, very good one here for the Golden Eagles. Batting .400 with 4 home runs, 7 doubles, and 27 RBIs. Really just has done a phenomenal job in the middle of this order for Coach Thomas and the Golden Eagles. They've relied on him to come up in these big situations, and this is another one where they could really use him to drive something out into the outfield. He's going to take the first pitch low for a ball. It is an absolutely beautiful day at the ballpark. I didn't get to mention that today because Saturday was a good day, but a not beautiful day. The wind was crazy, and there's a little bit of a drizzle. Today it is 74 degrees, which is basically just perfect. A slight tinge of wind, but nothing too hard. And I even have a little bit of sunscreen on, so that tells me everything I need to know, that this is just the perfect weather for playoff baseball here on Spanish Fork 17. The 1-1 from Milwaukee is drilled by Mosquea, but it will be foul. Count moving to 1 ball and 2 strikes after the foul ball by Mosquea. Hall over at second base with a pretty decent lead, hoping to score on a base hit. So big of a lead that Milwaukee wanted to give him a little bit of thought about it. It doesn't look like it's deterred Hall at all. He still has a pretty sizable lead over there at second. The 1-2 swung on and missed. Mosquea goes down on strikes. Beautiful rising fastball there from, not necessarily rising fastball, but beautiful high heat there from Milwaukee. Again, that has been his calling card, as he does get a lot of strikeouts in his 30 innings. Now he has 50 strikeouts on the season. It brings up Cooper Siemens, who has the best walkout music of all time. I basically have to bring that up every single broadcast with the Golden Eagles. It just isn't every day that you get a guy that comes ripping in with the bagpipes. First pitch was high, so the count is 1-0 on Siemens. Another guy that has brought in his share of runs on the season. That's an excellent pitch from Milwaukee. My goodness. Gets Siemens to back off of it, but catches the inside part of the plate for strike one. Siemens batting .283 with 2 home runs and 16 RBIs on the season. In the dirt, nice job by Dayamas to scoop that thing up. 2 balls and 1 strike now on the Golden Eagles' first baseman. The third baseman, Cooper Rollins, due up next year for Maple Mountain. A 2-0 ball game here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. A 2-run home run by Junior Milwaukee, getting Springville on the board. Move over to second base. No one there for Milwaukee to throw to. But again, trying to give Hall a little bit of pause there over at second, try to decrease his lead over there. But again, he's got a nice sizable lead over there, hoping to be able to jump on and score by any kind of base hit here by the slugging first baseman, Siemens. It's going to be a cue shot off the end of the bat. It will roll foul, so count evens up here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Love to see Siemens find a way to drive something out into the outfield grass and cut into this lead. It'll be high and tight there for ball 3, so now a full count now. As we hear the excitement from the Golden Eagles dugout amped up here for this ball game, obviously hoping for just 1 ball game. Should they win game 2 here, they will advance to face the Orem Tigers in the Super Regional starting on Thursday. The payoff pitch is going to be high. And that is going to advance the runners. So now the bases are loaded here in the bottom of the first inning, as Hall will move to third, Bailey will move to second, and Siemens will get himself on board. That's the 3rd walk issued already here by Milwaukee, and I think that's what's prompting this mound visit. And that's kind of been the Achilles heel of the season for Junior Milwaukee is, again, incredible stuff. He's got 50 strikeouts on the season with now just 30 2/3 innings pitched. But that walk count now is up to 42. So it's basically for every strikeout there's been a walk. And in today's case, there's been more walks than strikeouts, as we're sitting at three walks and 1 strikeout so far on the day for the junior pitcher. So huge situation here for Golden Eagles third baseman Cooper Rollins. Bases loaded and 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. He's going to watch a pitch low and outside for ball 1. The 1-0 in the dirt does not get past Dayamas far enough for runners to advance, though. So now a 2-0 count here on the Golden Eagles' third baseman. Rollins has had his struggles at the plate here this season, only batting 178, but a huge situation for him. Would love to see him find a way to rip a base hit here, or at least be patient here and find some way to get an RBI, which in this case, a walk would get you one of those and cut this lead in half here in the bottom of the first. The 3-0 is pumped in there for a strike, as Rollins was 1,000% taking all of the way with the issues that Milwaukee has had on the mound. You want to make sure that that pitch has to be like pitch perfect, and really on a 3-0 count, you might as well just take it anyway. The 3-1, rinse, lather, repeat, pretty much in that same spot. So 2 quick strikes here after getting down 3-0 on Rollins. Now it's a full count. Huge situation here for the Golden Eagles' third baseman, hoping that he can come through. The payoff. Fouled away. Nice job of fighting that one off. Gives himself another opportunity here with this full count. Hall at third, Bailey at second, Siemens at first. Huge situation here for the Golden Eagles. Hoping to cash in on this bases loaded situation and get a couple runs here in the first. Another payoff pitch. Oh, man, what a pitch from Junior Milwaukee. Right in on the hands of Cooper Rollins. That is strike 3, strikeout number 2 of the inning. He gets out of the bases loaded jam, and the score stays 2-0. The Red Devils over the Golden Eagles. We will get you inning number 2 when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport. Paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. It's inning number 2 of Game 2 between the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles and the Springville Red Devils as part of Round 1 of the 5A State Playoffs. Again, this is Regionals and Super Regionals coming up here starting on Thursday. And the Golden Eagles hoping to be able to advance here by winning Game number 2 as they took Game 1 of this series 6-5 on Saturday. But down with an early deficit here. The score is 2-0, a 2-run home run by All-State performer Junior Milwaukee. Absolutely crushed one out to center field in the top of the first. And then did a nice job on the mound to navigate his way through a bases-loaded jam. It walked 3 Golden Eagles hitters, but also struck out 2 Golden Eagles hitters, getting the outs when needed and able to put up a 0 on the scoreboard for Springville. Up to bat here for the Red Devils is Ashton Tate. And he's going to watch a pitch go outside, so the count is now 3-1 on the Red Devils' right fielder. He will be followed by Hunter Pereiro and Mason Dayamas. Nice job there by Carter to pull the string on him. And the count's going to be full now on Ashton Tate. Carter has been able to retire the last 3 Red Devils that he's faced, and that will now be 4 after he gets Ashton Tate to look at a beautiful pitch that catches the inside part of the plate for strike 3. First strikeout of the day for Blake Carter. And it brings up number 10, Hunter Pereiro, out in center field today for the Red Devils. Pereiro, one that has struggled a little bit at the plate for Springville this season. A little foul tip there for strike 1. According to Max Preps, he is under the Mendoza line as that one is sent out into the gap there in left center, but good play made by Seth Hall for out number 2 here in the.
Now batting number 3.
Oh, but it does get down. My apologies. It looks like he looked like he had gotten over there, but it looks like one hopped over him. So it'll instead be a 1-out single there for Hunter Pereiro. Mason Deamas now digging in for the Red Devils. That potentially will. Pereiro actually is batting .257. Was looking at Whittison's line as that one is lined over to the second baseman, Colby Warren. Always love a good double play to end an inning. Line shot right at Warren, snags it, sends it on over to first, and that is going to be the end of the top of the first. Getting a nice kind of 1-2-3 inning as we are moving on to the bottom of the second inning. Gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17. That's Lance Wilson State Farm, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, and 2 Jacks Pizza. Always love those fortuitous type of double plays where obviously as a runner you can't expect that there's going to be a liner right at the second baseman, and so you want to get a nice lead so that you're not going to get potentially doubled up at second base on a grounder. But unfortunately for Pereiro, kind of gets caught in a little bit of no man's land there and just not able to get back in time. So gets doubled up over there at second base, at first base, my apologies. So score still 2-0 here going into the bottom of the second inning. Milwaukee getting warmed up once again for the Red Devils. Was able to get out of bases loaded jam in the previous inning, walked 3 guys, and was able to get Cooper Rollins to strike out with those bases loaded. So obviously would be hoping for a slightly different pathway to the results, but the result nonetheless a good one for Springville, putting up a 0 on the scoreboard. For the Golden Eagles, they will be starting things off here with Chase Johnston, their designated hitter. He will be followed by Bennett Averett and Colby Warren, so batters 7, 8, and 9 in the Golden Eagles lineup to start things off here in the bottom of the second. Johnston was the pitcher in Saturday's ball game, has been having a phenomenal season for the Golden Eagles. Really has been one of the best pitchers in all of the state of Utah, but had his struggles in Saturday's ball game. Did make it through basically made it through 6 1/3 innings, but not able to get the complete game finish, and was charged with 4 of the 5 runs that scored in that ball game. But was able to get to double-digit strikeouts in the game. Unfortunately for him, had his struggles with his command, so ended up walking 7 guys, a few of those being of the intentional variety to Milwaukee, but not quite as crisp of a performance as he's usually had on the season, but was good enough to make sure that the Golden Eagles got the win, and hopefully should they advance against the Tigers, we'll be able to have a better performance against them. Rips one right over towards the shortstop. It's going to be a difficult play over there. Oh, it's going to be just in time. What a throw from short by Trent Ash. Also was a good amount of range that he had to be able to get over there, too. Throws it off balance and guns down the designated hitter at first base for out number 1. It's going to be Bennett Averett now, the center fielder for Maple Mountain, digging in. That one is pumped in there by Milwaukee for strike 1. Averett, one that has struggled at the plate here this season, batting 182. Certainly are hoping for him to be able to get his bat alive here in the playoffs and deliver some thump here in the bottom of the lineup, but already looking at a 0-2 hole. High and tight. A good take there by Bennett, so 1 ball and 2 strikes. A 2-run home run by Junior Milwaukee in the top of the first. The only runs on the scoreboard so far in this ball game. Averett fouls that one away. It was a Decent breaking pitch there by Milwaukee, but good read to spoil that one away. Count will stay 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gets a piece of it. It's going to be in foul territory, running for it, but just a bit short on it. Is the first baseman Ryan Conrad for the Red Devils. Just needed to be a little bit quicker on that one. Made a nice little dive effort for it, but about 2 feet away from being able to get to that one. So Averett will make his way back into the batter's box and dig in for another pitch here against Milwaukee. He is able to check his swing, so it'll even up the count here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, that does feel like the recipe here today for the Golden Eagles is to try to be patient here at the plate against Milwaukee. He is prone to walking a bunch of guys, and so getting the 3 in the first, unfortunately for them, does not pay off, and that is swung through and missed by Averett. That's the 3rd strikeout of the day for Milwaukee, and now 2 outs here in the bottom of the 2nd. And it brings up number 9 hitter, second baseman Colby Warren for Maple Mountain. So now 3 strikeouts and 3 walks for Milwaukee on the day, as the early command issues may be potentially past him here. That one catches the outside part of the plate for strike 1. That's an excellent pitch. Warren batting .239 on the season. And he rockets one out to left field. It's got some good carry to it. It's going to be up and over the left fielder's head for extra bases. Warren will slide on in for a 2-jacks double here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Excellent piece of hitting from the number 9 hitter in the Golden Eagles lineup. Gets a runner in scoring position here in the 2nd inning. And the top of the order comes back up here for Maple Mountain, so certainly an opportunity for them to cut into this 2-0 lead. A good bat in A.J. Thomas digging in now for the Golden Eagles. Again, the switch-hitting catcher is opting to bat from the right side here in this at-bat, as he started off the game batting lefty, but maybe hoping to kind of change things up here a little bit. He's going to opt to bat on the right side here. He'll take one outside for ball 1. First at bat, he sent one out into center field that was caught, so 0 for 1 on the day. The 1-0. That one definitely catches the strike zone for strike 1, so 1 ball and 1 strike. Big opportunity here for the leadoff hitter in this Golden Eagles lineup. Doesn't always get a ton of opportunities to be up with runners in scoring position, so only has the 10 RBIs on the season. But certainly a capable hitter. I'd love to see him be able to drive one here. Gets underneath it. That's going to be a pop-up. Second baseman will get underneath it and make the play. That will be out number 3 here. So runner on second is stranded, and that will be the end of this 2nd inning. The score will stay 2-0 Red Devils over the Golden Eagles. We'll get you inning number 3 when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
Second inning in that at-bat.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
Contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Hi, welcome to 2-Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to 2-Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17, inning number 3 of this Game 2 matchup between the Springville Red Devils and the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles. Round 1 of the State 5A playoff, and this is the regionals. Wrapping things up here today with Game 2 and potentially a Game 3 should Springville end up winning this one here. The winner of this one will go on to the Super Regionals and face the Orem Tigers. Very excited for this particular ball game and excited for this beautiful weather outside here today. Again, right in the mid-70s, little gentle breeze. It just feels like baseball time here. Oh, it's just so pleasant. We've had such a cold winter, and so being able to have this kind of weather is just fantastic as we are seeing Blake Carter getting warmed up here for a third inning of work, able to put up a 0 on the scoreboard in the last inning. Got a inning-ending double play from Colby Warren, caught a liner and threw it over to first. Also got his first strikeout of the day in that second inning. And starting things off here for the Red Devils is going to be Trek Wilcox, number 9 hitter in their lineup. He will be followed by TJ Wittison and Junior Lawaki in inning number 3. Lawaki with the biggest hit of the ball game here, a 2-run home run in that first inning. The only hit that has produced a run here in this ball game thus far. First pitch is low and outside for ball 1 to the Red Devils' third baseman. That one, however, is a beauty for strike 1. So Wilcox, one that has struggled a little bit at the plate, as that one is fouled away, gets hit here by hits the backstop here, so looks like it actually gets off, so we're going to say 2-1 strike. Oop, nope. My instincts were correct. The scoreboard was incorrect, as that one is going to just barely miss. That will even up the count at 2 strikes. Never trust the scoreboard, ladies and gentlemen. If you see that someone has fouled it off, you should know that it's a strike, and I got fooled on that one. That one is popped up. Siemens will give chase, but is going to end up landing basically right in front of the Golden Eagles dugout. So Wilcox will be able to dig back in and fight another pitch. Count will stay 2 strikes. Wilcox does have a home run on the season and 11 RBIs. And so when he has gotten his base hits, they have been very effective. There just hasn't been enough of them, I think, for their liking. The 2-2. Oh, just missing that outside part of the plate. That's going to be 2 strikes. It's going to be 2 in this particular at-bat that heard some griping from the Maple Mountain contingent about, as Wilcox will take a swing at that one and foul it away and keep himself alive with the count full. Getting close to going through the lineup a second time, which is always a rough time sometimes for pitchers, as the batter will now get to see you a second time, as that one is just inside, and it's going to be the second walk of the day issued by Trek Wilcox. Trek Wilcox taking the walk. Second walk issued by Blake Carter. TJ Wittison will now be up for the Red Devils. He took a walk in the first inning and scored on the 2-run home run by Lawaki. He pulls up for a bunt, and oh my goodness, Wilcox gets caught sleeping over there at first base and gets gunned down by A.J. Thomas. That is an excellent read by the Golden Eagles catcher. Throws a beauty over to first base well in time to get Wilcox out over there at first. So now 1 out here in the top of the third inning. That's a potential rally killer there for the Red Devils, as that one gets sent out into left field by Wittison. Is going to be off the glove of Hall. That is a tough break out there for the Golden Eagles. They are fortunate that Wilcox was gunned down over at first base, as that potentially would have been 2 runners on with Lawaki coming up, and they are opting to go ahead and give him the free pass after that first at-bat ended up with the ball just absolutely mashed over that center field fence. So they're going to take their chances instead here with Trent Ash, who fouled one out to the first baseman in his first at-bat in this ballgame. Nice little exchange there at first base between Siemens and Lawaki. Again, the intentional walk is one of the most, frustrating and yet, like, also respect-inducing plays that happens in baseball. As they are going to bring in a pinch runner here, Trey Richins, for Milwaukee, who is pitching today. Opting to preserve his legs and also prevent any potential injuries on the base path. So runners on first and second with one out here in the top of the third inning. Whittison reaching on an error by Hall and the intentional walk of Milwaukee, bringing up Trent Ash, the Red Devils shortstop. Excellent pitch from Carter that catches the outside part of the plate. First pitch strike there for the Golden Eagles pitcher. That one is going to just barely miss. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, Ash, a decent bat here in this Springville lineup. 18 RBIs on the season. Batting .325. 5 extra base hits. Also a very solid glove at shortstop. Got to see some of his handiwork in the last inning as that one was fouled away. Count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Big situation here for the Red Devils, hoping to extend their lead with 2 runners on. Solid base hit here from Ash, most likely scoring Whittison there from second base. He's going to line one right at Siemens, and he's going to, just barely miss getting another line drive double play, but still a nice job there to glove the line drive.
Now batting number 16.
Missing that double play by inches there. Just couldn't quite get to the bag in time to get Richins out. But still 2 outs here in this third inning. Does bring up designated hitter Brooks Thorpe for Springville with runners on first and second. Thorpe flew out to left field in at-bat number 1. Just barely missing. That was actually some excellent framing work there by Thomas, but umpire not fooled on that one. Just misses the black of the plate. 1 ball and no strikes here on Thorpe. Whittison on second, Richins at first. Another opportunity here for the Red Devils to extend their lead. 2-run home run by Milwaukee in inning number 1. The lone runs on the scoreboard for either ball club so far. The 1-0 from Carter. Can be a pitch that dips below the zone. So 2 balls and no strikes. Carter issuing 3 walks so far on the day. One of them of the intentional variety to Milwaukee. And there's a little bit of look of surprise there by Thorpe on that strike call, as it's, according to the umpire, catches that kind of inner up corner of the strike zone. So 2 balls and 1 strike now on the Red Devils' designated hitter. Carter tries to go low and outside, trying to change the eye level there, but misses just enough. Count moves to 3 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, not seeing huge leadoffs here from the Red Devils. Both guys are kind of staying fairly close to the bag. That is definitely a check swing there by Brooks Thorpe, so the count will now be full. Gets him fooled on one that touches some dirt. So full count now to Thorpe with 2 outs here in the top of the third. Big moment here for Carter, hoping to pump in 1 more quality pitch and get out of this inning. Makes a little turnaround to keep Whittison close there at second base. Now just really needing to lock in here on Thorpe and getting a good one. Instead, it's going to be a ball that's going to get away from Thomas. does a good job of jumping on it quick as Whittison was on his horse trying to see if he could potentially turn that into a run. Instead, it will be a wild pitch that will be the fourth walk of the day for Carter. And it's now going to load the bases here in this third inning. With Whittison now at third, Richens at second, and Thorpe now at first base. And that's going to prompt the mound visit here. Probably a smart move here by Coach Thomas to talk things over with his pitcher. It's been a rough outing in terms of his command here in this ball game. Again, that's the fourth walk issued by Carter. So obviously wanting to make sure that he's doing all right, calming down the nerves, and hoping that they can get a couple more innings out of him, hoping to preserve some arms for a potential Game 3 should it be needed here today. Carter getting the start today. You would imagine that if a Game 3 is needed, that Corbin Bailey would be on the mound for the Golden Eagles. So they want to try to not have to use him here in Game 2 in hopes to have him pitch a bunch of innings in Game 3. So it really is up to Carter to get as many innings as possible and preserve that bullpen. First pitch is in there for a strike to Ryan Conrad. Conrad grounded out to third in his first at bat, 0 for 1 on the day. Huge situation here, though, for the lefty swinging first baseman. Catching the outside part of the plate there is Carter for strike 2. So an early 0-2 hole here on the Red Devils' first baseman. And just like Milwaukee, Carter hoping to get out of a bases loaded jam. The 0-2, well high and outside. So now 1 ball and 2 strikes on Conrad. Whittison at third, Richens at second. Thorpe at first. Solid base knock, potentially doubles up the runs here in this ball game. Just the 1-2 run home run by Milwaukee so far in this ball game. 2-0 lead here for the Red Devils over the Golden Eagles. Carter desperately hoping to be able to put up another 0 on the scoreboard. Keep this a 2-run ball game. Not have this thing potentially blow wide open here with the bases loaded. The 1-2 will miss outside. The count evens now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Really trying to go outside here on Conrad. The 2-2 from Carter is in the inside part of the plate for strike 3. Oh, excellent pitch from Blake Carter to shut the door here on inning number 3. Excellent strikeout of Ryan Conrad. Second strikeout of the day for Blake Carter. Comes at a huge time for the Golden Eagles with the bases loaded. Maintains the score here at 2-0 as we move on over to the bottom half of the third inning. It gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Sports 17. That's Two Jacks Pizza, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Lance Wilson State Farm, and MVP Sports. Yeah, that's a big moment there for Blake Carter. Kind of felt like he desperately needed that strikeout in so many ways. Had just had a mound visit, has walked 4 guys so far on the day, just really needed a moment to know that he could establish the strike zone, get a quality strikeout, and that's exactly what he got there against Ryan Conrad. And so puts up a 0 and hands it over to his offense, hoping that they can do some damage here against Junior Milwaukee, who's had command issues of his own here in this ball game, has settled in somewhat nicely here since that first inning. But the beefy part of the lineup coming up here for the Golden Eagles in inning number 3 is going to be Seth Hall, Corbin Bailey, and Frandy Mosquea here in the third inning. So batters 2, 3, and 4.
Leading off for Maple Mountain,
Seth Hall with one of the big hits on Saturday, a 3-run home run. The other 3-run home run on the day hit by Cy Chrisman. But Hall, a guy that is accustomed to coming up in big situations for the Golden Eagles, and they are hoping for him to spark things off here and get their offense going in inning number 3 of this Game 2 matchup between them and the Red Devils. The 0-1 from Milwaukee is going to be well outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hall took a walk in inning number 1, but was left stranded at third base. That's an excellent breaking ball from Milwaukee. Catches the bottom of the strike zone. So now 1 ball and 2 strikes on the Golden Eagles left fielder. The 1-2 will miss. A little bit of jeering from the Springville dugout about that one. They were hoping for a strike 3 call, but umpire says no, so count evens up here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hall will watch one low. Nice patient approach here from the lefty swinging left fielder. Now it'll be a payoff pitch here from Milwaukee. And he's going to watch one hit the inside part of the plate for strike 3, strikeout number 4 on the day for Milwaukee. As it does appear that he is starting to lock in here pretty well in this ball game. Basically been every other Maple Mountain hitter has been mostly a strikeout. A little high there to Corbin Bailey for ball 1. Bailey, another one that took a walk in inning number 1. He was left on second base. A little bit low. So now 2 balls and no strikes on the Golden Eagles shortstop. And Milwaukee pumping an absolute blast out to center field in the first inning. The only runs so far in this ball game for either ball club, and has done a nice job locking things down on the mound despite a little bit of command issues. He does get that one in there for strikes, so 2 balls and 1 strike now on Bailey. The 2-1 is slapped out towards right field. It will get out into foul territory there, ends up landing among the lawn chairs out there. Right fielder Tate will track it down and get it back in. Count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes after the foul ball. Really hoping that Bailey can get on here and bring up Mosqueda with someone on board. Milwaukee pats his chest saying that one's on me, as that pitch definitely got away from him. And we've got another full count. At the very least, they have done a good job of making him work. The payoff pitch catches the outside part of the plate for strike 3, 5th strikeout of the day for Junior Milwaukee. And heard some not terribly happy noises over in the Maple Mountain side of the crowd here today. And can't say I necessarily disagree with them, as the calls on the outside part of the plate for right-handed hitters has been shaky at best. Mosqueda will watch the first pitch for a strike. Mosqueda did strike out in his last at-bat against Milwaukee. Maybe thinking he might try to be a little bit more aggressive here in this particular at-bat. Certainly no need to swing at that one, as that was a good 2 feet above his head, it felt like. So 1 ball and 1 strike now on the cleanup hitter. Takes a good healthy cut at that one and misses for strike 2. It's just a little bit ahead of it, I felt like. I just need to calm things down here a little bit and get his mind right, because certainly Milwaukee has a good amount of velocity, but he was out in front of it, so just needs to calm his mind a bit and read that pitch coming in. The 1-2, able to lace it, and it will land in foul territory. So he'll stay alive here with the count 1-2. And shout out to the Mosquea family that is watching this out in the Dominican Republic on Spanish Fork 17 on our YouTube page. Thank you for tuning in, folks. We hope that you are enjoying this one. He's going to slap this one right down that first baseline. The play will be made by Conrad, and that will be the end of the third inning. So 1-2-3 inning for Junior Milwaukee. 2 more strikeouts. The score will stay 2-0 Springville over Maple Mountain. We'll get you inning number 4 when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
And that of Maple Mountain records no runs.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport. Paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. It's inning number 4 of this matchup between the Springville Red Devils and the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles. Game 2 of the Round 1 series here between Region 9 foes as part of the 5A playoffs. It's been a fun one here if you like pitching. It's been a little bit of a pitcher's duel here between Blake Carter and Junior Milwaukee. The score is only 2-0.
Springville number 22, Ashton Tate.
Not a ton of hits here in this ball game, and really the only one of big import is the 2-run home run hit by Junior Milwaukee in inning number 1. Otherwise, it's been a case study in base management, as both guys have struggled with their command here in this ball game. And as I say that, the count is now 2-0 here on Ashton Tate. He's going to watch a pitch, though, for strike 1. It's going to be Ashton Tate, Hunter Pereiro, and Mason DeYamas due up here in this inning for the Red Devils. Just missing on the outside part of the plate, so 3 balls and 1 strike now on the Red Devils right fielder. 5 walks issued so far on the day by Carter, 3 by Milwaukee. Pop up here. Bailey will miss that one. Oh, that's a frustrating break there for the Golden Eagles. Looked like Bailey had that one pretty routinely caught, ends up going off of his glove, so it'll be the second error of the day here for the Golden Eagles.
Now batting number 10, Hunter Pereiro.
So it's going to bring up Pereiro with a runner on here in the top of the 4th. Pereiro with a single in the second inning. He ended up getting doubled off. Yeah, that's just an unfortunate break there for Bailey. Looked like he had a good beat on it, but then kind of right at the last minute, kind of alligator armed that particular pop-up and went off his glove. First pitch fouled away by Pereiro, so the count is no balls and 1 strike. A little chant there between Coach Thomas and his catcher. Mason DeYamas due up next year for Springville. Things quieting down here at the ballpark a little bit. Bunt is shown once again by Pereiro. He will pull away, and the count will even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. It definitely seems like runs might be at a premium in this particular ball game. So certainly can't knock Springville for potentially wanting to play some small ball here. He does not show bunt this time. Instead opts to swing for it and fouls it away. So the count will now be 1 ball and 2 strikes. Imagine any thoughts of bunting now will be removed from the mind of Pereiro. Ashton Tate at first after getting on the error by Bailey. Going to be outside. Another nice throw by Thomas. Just a tick late, though. But I love that. Like, I love seeing the aggressiveness that Thomas plays with behind the dish. He's always looking to make the throw over to first and try to gun that runner down. And it pays off. I've seen him gun down quite a few, including one already here today. So 2 balls and 2 strikes on the Red Devils center fielder Hunter Pereiro with a runner on in the top of the 4th inning, no outs. The 2-2 from Carter. Going to be high and tight, trying to get him to chase at the high heat. Pereiro holds off on it, though, and the count will move to full. Pereiro batting .257 so far on the season. Done a nice job of getting on base in the lower part of the lineup. That one ends up hitting Pereiro. Be the first person that's been hit by a pitch here today. Tate will move to second base. So runners on first and second. Mason Dayamas now up for the Red Devils. So a tough break with an error by Bailey to get Tate on, and now Pereiro gets hit by a pitch. So early traffic here in inning number 4 for Blake Carter, prompting the infield visit here as catcher A.J. Thomas will come in to discuss things with Carter, as well as Siemens and Warren. Mason Dayamas will make his way into the batter's box and get himself ready here to face Carter here in the top of the 4th with 2 runners on. Dayamas was one of the bigger hits in Saturday's ball game. Had a triple in the ball game that kind of got lost out in the shuffle out there in the outfield. Able to capitalize on that in that inning, ended up scoring in the inning as time is called. Dayamas wanting to take a little bit more time here. Another big situation here for Carter, really needing to get Dayamas out here in this particular at-bat. That one is going to just barely miss. Looks like it might have been just maybe a tick outside for ball 1. Looked like it was about at the letters of Dayamas, so felt like it clipped the top part of the zone. The 1-0 from Carter is in there. He gloves it, will get it over to second base. The throw by Bailey is in time. So a little bit of atonement there for the shortstop, as he gets Dayamas to ground into a double play.
Now batting number 2, Trek Wilcox.
Nice little nifty 1-6-3 double play there for Blake Carter. 2 quick outs now here in this top of the 4th inning. It does advance Tate over to third base. It brings up number 9 hitter Trek Wilcox for the Red Devils. He's going to lace one down that third base line, but foul. So first pitch strike here for Blake Carter. Wilcox took a walk in his first at-bat in the 3rd inning. He was gunned down by Thomas, though, over at first base, taking just a little bit too big of a lead. County was up at 1 ball and 1 strike, as that one's a little bit outside. The 1-1 is mashed out into center field. That one is out in the gap for a base hit. That's going to bring in Ashton Tate. So an excellent RBI single for Trek Wilcox. Was mentioning in his last at-bat how he's below the Mendoza line, but has double-digit RBIs on the season. He gets himself his 12th RBI on the season on that particular base knock. So when he has gotten base hits, they've been very meaningful for the Red Devils. This one extends their lead now to 3-0 here in the top of the 4th. And top of the order back up here for the Red Devils in T.J. Whittison. And he's going to bloop one out into shallow right field. It's going to one-hop on Mosquea. And then he will bring it in. So a 2-out single for T.J. Whittison, who has reached base all 3 times he has been up. He was beneficiary of an error out in left field by Seth Hall in his second plate appearance, and took a walk in the first. And wow, what a huge call here to go ahead and intentionally walk Lawaki with runners on first and second. Basically, they're saying to Trent Ash, you're going to have to be the one that beats us. And that is a bold strategy here in this fourth inning. They do bring in Richens to pinch run for him.
And the run is number 7, Trey Richens.
It does create a bases loaded situation, which runners were on first and second, so a play at any base still was in play, but now it still is in play here. But now you got 2 runners in scoring position here for a good hitter in Trent Ash. This thing is popped up, and Carter is going to get called off by Siemens. Siemens will make the play. Ash throws his bat in frustration as I think he felt the weight of the world on that one. A bases loaded situation there. And Carter is able to get out of the jam, but an RBI single by Trek Wilcox gets Springville back up on the board. So the score is now 3-0 in favor of the Red Devils over the Golden Eagles. As we move on over to the bottom half of the fourth inning, it gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17. That's Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, MVP Sports, Lance Wilson State Farm, and 2 Jack's Pizza. Feels like Carter was maybe a little bit lucky to get out of that particular jam, only allowing the 1 run. It's always risky to intentionally walk someone, and I understand, obviously, why you give Milwaukee the free pass. He absolutely mashed one out to center field in his first at bat. But to intentionally walk someone to load the bases up with a very capable hitter in Trent Ash coming up, that just felt like a moment where Springville could have just blown this thing wide open and really laid the hurt on the Golden Eagles here in game number 2. But it ends up paying off as Ash pops that thing up to Siemens, and he gets out number 3. So it'll now be up to the Golden Eagles offense to figure out a way to get going here against Milwaukee. He really struggled with his command in the first inning, but since then is really locked in. 5 strikeouts on the day, and has done, exactly what he needs to do here in game number 2 to give the Red Devils a chance to take the win here and force a game 3. Again, the winner of this series will move on to the Super Regionals to face the Orem Tigers, and with Maple Mountain winning game 1 on Saturday, they have the advantage here, as that one is going to catch the outside part of the plate for strike 1 there to Siemens. The 0-1 in on the hands, gets a little piece of it and fouls it over here to the backstop. So an early 0-2 hole here now on the Maple Mountain first baseman. Oh, beautiful pitch from Milwaukee. He really is just locked in now here. That's strikeout number 6 on the day for him. So early command issues in the past here for the junior pitcher for the Red Devils. Been kind of a one-man show here with that 2-run home run in the first and a brilliant pitching performance. Really giving the Red Devils a chance to potentially take this series. Well inside there to Cooper Rollins for strike 1. Rollins struck out in his first at bat. Ended up striking out with the bases loaded in that inning. That one is going to be low, so count evens up here. Does not even up. I wrote the previous one down as a strike, but it was in fact a ball, so 2 balls, no strikes. That one does get pumped in there for a strike. Golden Eagles need to do something here to get the offense going. It's really, they've mostly been able to get on via the walk, as that one will catch the strike zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Able to get on early because of the control issues by Milwaukee, but otherwise it's been slim pickings for them in terms of actually hitting the balls. That one is fouled away by Cooper Rollins, so the count will stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just the 1 hit so far on the ball game for the Golden Eagles. That one off the bat of number 9 hitter Colby Warren, and that one catches the inside part of the plate for strike 3. My goodness. Junior Milwaukee in absolute cruise control since that first inning. Strikeout number 7 on the day for the Red Devils pitcher. It will bring up designated hitter Chase Johnston now for Maple Mountain. He grounded out to short in his first at bat. Was a nice play by Trent Ash, just barely beat him over to first. Outside pitch there for strike one. Really done a nice job of nibbling the corners, and he gets Johnston to chase it one low and inside, trying to golf that one. Count now moves to 0-2. The 0-2 pitch is weakly swung on for strike three, so 3 straight strikeouts here in this fourth inning. Junior Lowacki absolutely rolling for the Red Devils on the mound. The score 3-0 here after 4. We will get you inning number 5 when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
Contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. It's inning number 5 of this matchup between the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles and the Springville Red Devils.
Number 22.
The score is 3-0, a 3-run lead here for the Red Devils over the home Golden Eagles. This is game 2 of a 3-game set between these two Region 9 foes as part of round 1 of the 5A state playoffs. Maple Mountain coming into this as the 10 seed overall. We do have a pitching change here as Blake Carter's day will be done on the mound. He gets through 4 innings, and it will be the third baseman, Cooper Rollins, coming in now to pitch for the Golden Eagles, and it brings in Sawyer Leifson to play over at third base.
Now for Springville, number 16, Brooks Thorpe.
Batters 4, 5, and 6 in the order for the Red Devils. Brooks Thorpe, Ryan Conrad, and Ashton Tate in inning number 5. So the first pitch of the day here for Cooper Rollins is going to be in the dirt for ball 1. Thorpe on the day 0 for 1. Another one that's going to be low and outside. So 2 balls and no strikes to the Red Devils designated hitter. Flew out to left in at-bat number 1 and took a walk in his second plate appearance. That one is in there for a strike. And the hope here is that Rollins can settle things down here on the mound, give them a couple quality innings, and give themselves an opportunity here to get the bats rolling and still find a way to win this game too, even though they are down 3-0 here in the 5th. It's the Maple Mountain audience none too pleased with the current calls by the home plate umpire. I feel that there have been a few pitches specifically on the outside part of the plate here to these righties that have not been called. A little tapper towards second base. It will be collected by Warren and thrown on over to Siemens for out number 1.
Now batting number 26, Ryan Conrad.
It's got to feel good for Rollins to get the first guy that he faces out, and hopefully that gets him locked in and settled in here for a good appearance. Does bring up Ryan Conrad now for Springville. He's 0 for 2 on the day, grounded to third base in his first at bat and struck out in his second one. That one is in the dirt for a first pitch ball. Again, 3-0 ball game here. at the beautiful field here at Maple Mountain High School. A 2-run home run by Junior Lawaki and an RBI single by Trek Wilcox. The RBI hits so far in this ball game, and Maple Mountain scoreless so far from just a beautiful pitching performance so far from Junior Lawaki. Has 8 strikeouts through 4 innings. Really has been sensational since that first inning. That one is in there for a strike, is able to find that inside part of the plate to the big lefty Conrad. So 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. The 1-2 from Rollins. Going to be tapped over to second base. Another routine play potentially for Colby Warren. Does bobble it a little bit, but gets back to it and makes the throw over to first for out number 2.
Now batting number 22, Ashton Tate.
Ashton Tate, the right fielder, now up for the Red Devils. He is also 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out in his first at bat, but then got on as Bailey over at shortstop. Should have had a routine pop-up, but goes off of his glove. That runner Ashton Tate ended up scoring in that 4th inning on an RBI single by Trek Wilcox, but he finds himself in an 0-2 hole now. Maybe just a little bit low. Count will now be 1 ball and 2 strikes on the Red Devils right fielder. The 1-2 from Rollins. Thomas was ready to make his way to the dugout, but the umpire has other plans. I don't know what those plans are, but he will stay behind the plate. The count will now be 2-2. Tries to get him to chase it. A breaking ball low. Good take there by Tate as the count is now full. The payoff pitch going to be popped up into shallow right field. Warren will make the play out there for out number 3. That's going to be the end of the top of the 5th. Good, easy 1-2-3 inning there from relief pitcher Cooper Rollins. Puts up a 0 on the scoreboard for Maple Mountain. The score will stay 3-0 Springville over Maple Mountain so far in game number 2. As we move on over to the bottom half of the 5th inning, gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17. That's Lance Wilson State Farm, 2 Jacks Pizza, MVP Sports, and Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. So excellent job there by Cooper Rollins to calm things down. Gets a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Golden Eagles. That feels pretty important here with the score 3-0. They're needing to get the bats going, though, but it's been a struggle against Junior Lawaki, who's been a one-man wrecking crew so far on the day. 2 of the 3 runs that have been scored by Springville, he is responsible for with a big 2-run blast in the first inning, and then on the mound has been sensational, has 8 strikeouts through 4 innings and has put up zeros. And so it's going to be up to someone here in the Golden Eagles lineup to spark things and create some havoc here, as it's been hard so far for Maple Mountain to string together good quality at bats. They really threatened in the first inning. They had the bases loaded, but Milwaukee got Cooper Rollins to strike out, and they've had some runners here and there on the base pass, but just have not been able to cash in with anyone in scoring position. So inning number 5 is going to be a big one here, as the lone hitter that has a hit so far on the day against Milwaukee, Colby Warren, will be coming up here second. It's going to be Bennett Averett, Colby Warren, and A.J. Thomas here in this 5th inning for Maple Mountain. So numbers 8, 9, and 1 in the lineup for the Golden Eagles. And if ever there was a time for this offense to wake up here today, it would be here in this 5th inning, as an excellent pitch from Milwaukee is going to start things off with strike 1 here on Bennett Averett. 0 for 1 on the day. He struck out in the 2nd inning. Would love a different result here in at bat number 2. He's going to pop this one up. It's going to get out of play and foul. So an 0-2 hole now for the Golden Eagles center fielder. Milwaukee really has done a nice job of mixing up his his pitches. That one is going to be just barely tapped by Averett. He will stay alive with the count 0-2. Milwaukee's been a little, I'm not going to say the beneficiary, but he's been able to get some calls on the inside as well as the outside part of the plate that maybe sometimes Golden Eagles pitchers have not maybe gotten as much of a benefit of, as that one is going to be high, clearly trying to get Bennett Averett to swing at some high heat, making him climb up the ladder, but does a nice job of holding off. And that's a hard one to hold off on, that high fastball right at your eyeballs. The 1-2 is in there for a strike. Does a nice job of saying, oh, you're not going to swing at the high heat? Well, I'm just going to pump it low in the strike zone instead. So puts in the fastball right above 11, the knees for strikeout number 9 on the day. It's the 4th straight Golden Eagle to go down on strikes against Milwaukee. The amount of locked in he is right now is just absolutely crazy. As that's going to be a first pitch strike now to Colby Warren, who again talked about at the bottom of the 5th inning, that he is the only Golden Eagle that has gotten a hit here today on Milwaukee, sent to pitch out into the outfield for a double. That's going to be 2 straight strikes here by Milwaukee, though, so count now 0-2 on Warren. He's going to get a little piece of that one and foul it away. So the dominant performance on the mound continues here for Milwaukee. 9 strikeouts. Really keeping these Maple Mountain hitters off balance. The 0-2 from Warren. He's going to be foul tipped and into the glove for strike 3. So double-digit strikeouts now for Junior Milwaukee. Strikeout number 10. And A.J. Thomas will now dig in, top of the order, back up here for the Golden Eagles. They need a spark here, and they hopefully can get that from their leadoff man, A.J. Thomas. 0-for-2 on the day. Flew out to center in his first at-bat and popped out to second in his second, so 0-for-2 on the day. He's going to get a piece of that one and foul it away for strike 1. Thomas has gone back over to the left side after the second at bat, opted to bat righty. Going for the platoon advantage again here, as this one is popped out into foul territory, and it will be far enough away from the defenders to land harmlessly on the grass. Does move the count now to 0-2, though. So, again, Milwaukee really has done a nice job here since a rough first inning with 3 walks. Has been locked in on the strike zone and just pumping in strikes. This one right up the middle. Milwaukee gets a little glove on it, as do maybe both of the middle infielders. But it's going to be a rocket shot there by A.J. Thomas for the second base hit of the day for the Golden Eagles, with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
And into run number 3, Cole Erickson.
Cole Erickson coming in to run for A.J. Thomas. Big moment here for the lefty Seth Hall. Golden Eagles really needing to find a way to get runs on the scoreboard here. Game's getting a little late here for a bunch of zeros on the scoreboard thus far. He's going to take the first pitch on the outside part of the plate, though, for a strike. Big hit in Saturday's ball game, had a 3-run home run. Would love to see him come up in the clutch once again here for Maple Mountain. Does watch that pitch for a ball, so the count now 1 ball and 1 strike. Milwaukee's K streak ends at 5. He does make a move over to first base. Erickson dives his way back on over. The 1-1 to Hall will be a little low and inside. Nice patient approach here from their number 2 hitter. 2 balls and 1 strike. 0 for 1 on the day. He took a walk in inning number 1, was stranded at third, and he struck out in his last at-bat in the third inning. Shows bunt. It gets away from Dayamas, so easy run over to second base for Cole Erickson. So it's going to be 3 balls and 1 strike on Seth Hall, and now he's got a runner in scoring position. There hasn't been a ton of wild pitching from Junior Milwaukee since that first inning. Makes a quick move towards second base to keep Erickson close. Good count here for Hall. Count 3-1. Corbin Bailey due up next here for the Golden Eagles. Should Hall find his way on base. The 3-1 is going to be tapped by Hall. Gets a little piece of that one. Count will now be 3 balls and 2 strikes. Big moment here in the bottom of the 5th inning for the Golden Eagles. Really needing to get the offense churning with the score 3-0 here in Game 2 of this series. A big hit from Hall would go a long ways here. The payoff pitch is going to be low. Excellent job there by Seth Hall to get himself on base for the second time in this ball game. So now runners are going to be on first and second here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Looks like a mound visit here for Junior Milwaukee. The one knock on him thus far in this ballgame is the fact that he has had to go fairly deep into counts. So you do wonder, I haven't been keeping track of how many pitches he's thrown, but he's thrown quite a bit. I know that much, and so I'm sure they're potentially worried about wearing his arm out a little bit. They obviously would love to see him be able to finish this game off and rest up their other arms and have them ready for a potential Game 3 here after this one. They do opt to keep him in, and he will face the Maple Mountain shortstop Corbin Bailey. Bailey with essentially the same line as Seth Hall coming into this at bat. He took a walk in the first inning and struck out in the third. Big moment here for the Golden Eagles shortstop. That catches the black of the outside part of the plate for strike 1. That pitch has been very, very good to Milwaukee in this particular ball game. The 0-1 going to be slapped foul right at the Red Devils dugout. So an 0-2 hole here for Corbin Bailey. Needs to do what he can to extend this inning. Feels like another moment here that the Golden Eagles don't want to squander with 2 runners on. Erickson at second, Hall at first, Bailey at the dish. The 0-2 is swung on and missed. That is going to be out number 3. It's going to be the 11th strikeout of the day for Junior Milwaukee. He gets out of that inning with runners on first and second. The score will stay 3-0. We'll get you inning number 6 when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
All right, that completes the 5th.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport. Paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17, inning number 6 of this one between the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles and the Springville Red Devils. Game 2 of this best of 3 series as part of the 5A state playoffs. Regionals here. The winner of this series will go on to face the Orem Tigers in the Super Regionals starting on Thursday. And Maple Mountain down in this one 3-0. The Red Devils getting a 2-run home run in the first inning by Junior Milwaukee and an RBI single by Trek Wilcox in the 4th. And Junior Milwaukee shutting out the Golden Eagles thus far in this one through 5 innings and has 11 strikeouts on the day. Really just a impressive all-around day for a very impressive young man. Junior Lowacki, easily one of the best players in not only all of 5A, but all of the state of Utah. Just a very, very impressive resume. Fantastic junior season. I'm very excited to see what he ends up doing his senior season, where he ends up going with the rest of his baseball career. Starting things off here in this 6th inning is going to be Hunter Pereiro for the Red Devils. Holds off on that one as the count is now 2-0. Be Hunter Pereiro, Mason DeYamas, and Trek Wilcox due up here in this 6th inning for Springville. Wilcox was one of the big RBI hits in this ball game. Grounder over too short. Bailey collects, throws on over, and that will be out number 1. Cooper Rollins in for his 2nd inning of pitching. Came in relief of Blake Carter in inning number 5. Pitched a scoreless 1-2-3 inning in inning number 5, and now here in inning number 6, starting things off with a ground out. This one is going to be popped up. It will be foul and out of play by DeYamas. DeYamas has had an unfortunate day at the plate. He's hit into 2 double plays so far. That one is going to be out in foul territory. It will get up and out of play, though, as Thomas and Stevens both giving chase and running out of real estate over there towards the Maple Mountain dugout. Count now, no balls and 2 strikes on DeYamas. Nice view of our camera crew by the dugout. Give us a wave. Love that. Love to see it. So that is one of our camera operators. That is Chris that you just saw. We love the work that our camera crew does here at Spanish Fork 17. Always appreciate them and the good work that they do. I just say things. They actually make it look pretty, as that one is lined down that first base line for a foul. So that's going to keep DeYamas here with the count 0-2. Another 0-2 pitch here from Rollins. It's going to be slapped out and popped up into shallow center field. Dangerous place there, as there's thankfully not a collision, but man, Everett tumbling to the ground there. It's believed that they are probably going to end up scoring that one as a, we'll see what happens here, but I would potentially score that one as a base hit. We'll see what the official score comes across as, but it will at least put DeYamas over there at second base. They are taking a little bit of time to decide. They are going to count that one as a hit, so it will go down as a double for Mason DeYamas. So a runner in scoring position with 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning, and a guy with an RBI knock already up at the plate in Trek Wilcox. RBI single in the 4th. Little high and tight for ball 1. Took a walk in the 3rd inning as well. He did get gunned down by Thomas over at first base. A little too generous of a lead over there. That was the 5th hit of the day for the Red Devils. Wilcox fouls this one. Hits the top of the backstop, and will even up the count here at 1 ball and 1 strike. Nice little race there to the ball. Advantage Springville on that particular race. Granted, it was player versus coach, so you would think that the player would be a little bit faster. That isn't ageism, by the way, as that one is swung on and missed by Wilcox. The count now 1-2. 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning of a 3-0 ball game between Region 9 foes, Springville versus Maple Mountain. Springville needing to win this one to force a Game 3 in this best-of-3 series and give them a chance to advance to the Super Regionals against the Tigers, but Cooper Rollins trying to do his best to say no to that effort, as Trek Wilcox will go down on strikes, and that will be out number 2 here in the top of the 6th. Brings up the top of the order, T.J. Whittison. They are going to bring in Drew Littledyke to run for Mason DeYamas. That feels like a smart move. DeYamas catching today, and they want to get him all ready to catch here in the bottom of this inning. Whittison on the day is 1 for 2. He's reached on all 3 of his plate appearances. He took a walk in the first. He reached on an error in the third and hit a single in his last at-bat in the fourth. Here in the sixth, he's going to start things off with a little chin music for ball 1. Whittison, a nice stabilizing force for the Red Devils at the top of their lineup. Gets on quite frequently to get driven in by Junior Lowacki. A tapper over to second base. Warren collects, throws on over, and that will be the end of the top of the sixth. They do get a runner on, but they strand him over there at second base. So nice inning once again there for Cooper Rollins. 2 scoreless innings thus far on his pitching day so far. So the score stays 3-0 here as we move on over to the bottom half of the sixth inning. Gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17. That's Triple T, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Two Jacks Pizza, MVP Sports, and Lance Wilson State Farm. And we thank you so much for tuning into our broadcast here today, whether you're watching on the cable station itself or you're watching on our YouTube page, youtube.com/Spanish Fork 17. Make sure to click that subscribe button so that you can get all of the Maple Mountain and Spanish Fork high school sports that you could ever wish for and dream for, along with our other great content that we have. So be sure to join our Spanish Fork 17 family at youtube.com/Spanish Fork 17. As we are getting close to the end of this ball game here, we want to remind you that should Springville win this game, we've got another game coming for you here on Spanish Fork 17. So buckle in here, folks, because it's looking like I don't want to jinx them here because obviously we want Maple Mountain to win, but as of right now, Junior Lowacki really locked in here. So there is a potential for a Game 3 here. The winner of this one will advance to play Orem. Spanish Fork, on the other side of things, they are playing the Park City Miners. They took Game 1 of their series 6-0 on Saturday. They are currently playing their Game 2 as well. Should they win that series, they will be heading on over to Salem Hills to face the Skyhawks, and we will get you coverage of that series should Spanish Fork advance. That first game will be on Thursday at 4 p.m., so make sure to mark that one on your calendar and be ready for it because that Salem Hills team is pretty special, so it'll be pretty cool to see the Dons be able to square off once again against the Skyhawks. But we've got a great series right here in front of you right now. Game 2 here of this one between Springville and Maple Mountain. This one sent out into foul territory and out of play for strike 1 to Frandy Mosquea. It'll be Mosquea, Siemens, and Rollins due up here in the bottom of the 6th inning for Maple Mountain. And while he's up, I want to give one final shout out to the Mosquea family that is watching on our YouTube page, watching Spanish Fork 17 and getting to see today's action. And they are out in the Dominican Republic, so really cool to be able to see that our reach is worldwide here on Spanish Fork 17. Gotta absolutely love that. We again thank you, Mosquea family, for tuning in, and thanks to those that made sure that they got a link to this fantastic game here today. I'm really hoping that Frandy can come up here in this big situation here in the 6th. He is down 0-2. Takes a nice swing at that one, but he does miss for strike 3. It'll be the second time that Mosquea has gone down on strikes, so an 0-for-3 day for the cleanup hitter. So it'll be 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and brings up the bagpipe-toting Cooper Siemens. I just can't get enough of it, folks. My Scottish ancestry just absolutely loves hearing those bagpipes. Big swing there by the big first baseman. He will miss, though, for strike 1. Siemens 0 for 1 on the day. He walked in the first inning, was left stranded at first base. And he's going to take some time to tie his shoe. Definitely want to make sure that his cleat is secure. That's why you tie the double knot. He will get the batting gloves back on, get himself resituated, and get in a place where he can hopefully knock a ball pretty well here. Count is 0-1. Again, Junior Lowacki just absolutely cruising through this game so far for the Red Devils. Gets a little bit extra on that one, and I think it sailed from him a little bit, so the count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. 11 strikeouts thus far for the Red Devils pitcher. The flame has indeed been on for him so far in this ball game as he gets one past Siemens again for strike 2. Really struggled in inning number 1. Walked 3 guys, was able to get out of bases loaded jam by striking out Cooper Rollins. Since then has been absolute nails. Oh man, gets Siemens to just swing at a just nasty pitch. Gets him to climb the ladder for strike 3.
Now batting number 22.
So that's now 3
Cooper
straight
Rollins.
Golden Eagles that have gone down on strikes. Strikeout number 13 on the day now for Junior Lowacki. And it brings up number 6 hitter Cooper Rollins, who has gone down on strikes 2 times so far in this game. Count now 1-0 as that one will miss. Chase Johnston would be due up next here for the Golden Eagles. That one catches the outside part of the plate for a strike. Again, that really has been his bread and butter. When Lowacki has needed a strike, that's really kind of been where he's gone to all game long. Just kind of nipping that outside part of the plate against these Golden Eagles right-handed hitters. And that one just barely misses on the inside. That's a call that I feel the ump has been giving him quite frequently. And I think he expected the strike call there, but instead it will go down as ball. So now a 2-1 count here to Rollins. It will be low and in the dirt. Good patient approach here from Rollins to work it to a nice hitter's count, 3-1. Rollins now on the mound for the Golden Eagles. Started off this game at third base. Has come in relief of Blake Carter. Pitched 2 scoreless innings so far for the Golden Eagles. Hoping to help his case here at the mound. And does a nice job of holding off on that outside pitch. Lowacki not too pleased with that particular call, but that one did look like it sailed just a bit beyond the plate there. So a 2-out walk issued to Cooper Rollins. And it is going to bring up Chase Johnston, but it is also going to prompt a mound visit, and I think that's going to be the end of this pitching appearance for Junior Lowacki. And man, what a performance it has been for him. 13 strikeouts through 5 2/3 innings for the Red Devil Junior. I can't say enough things about his overall day today. Just has been sensational for the Red Devils. 13 strikeouts, 5 walks, kind of the one blemish on his record today. It was a kind of a rough first inning where the control wasn't working, but otherwise really just absolutely locked in, and has put Springville in a great position here to be able to take Game 2 and force a Game 3 here in this best-of-3 series in round 1 of the 5A state playoffs. So a new pitcher coming in here for the Red Devils. It is number 23, Trevin Kelly, getting in his warm-ups now for the Red Devils. Lowacki gets through 5 2/3 of shutout ball with 13 strikeouts, only allowing 2 hits and 5 walks. Also has the most meaningful hit of this ball game, a 2-run home run in the first inning. And for that matter, his other at-bats have been intentional walks. And so really just has been everything so far in this ball game for the Red Devils. Go ahead and try to get you some pitching stats here for Trevin Kelly. Again, stats here according to Max Preps. Trevin Kelly on the season, a 4.72 ERA, a 2-3 record in 6 appearances. 27 strikeouts to 20 walks in 31 innings pitched. And nope, my apologies, that's 26 2/3 innings pitched.
Now batting number 17, Chase Johnston.
As we are back underway here on Spanish Fork 17, after the warm-up pitches there by Trevin Kelly, he will face the lefty swinging Chase Johnston with 1 runner on and 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Johnston will watch one go low and inside for ball one. Johnston 0 for 2 on the day. Grounded out to short in his first at bat in the second and struck out in the fourth. That's going to be a pitch that's going to be just a bit inside. Count now moves to 2-0 on the Golden Eagles designated hitter. I do have Rollins over there at first base. That one in there for a strike. So now a 2-1 count on Johnston. They do have a speed-up runner over there, pinch runner over there. That's Caden Giles at first base for the Golden Eagles. Johnston gets a piece of that one and fouls it away, so I'll even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Big 2-2 pitch here from Kelly. Tries to bend it at the top of the strike zone, and wow, Giles kind of, I think, catches Dayamas just sleeping. I don't think he realized that Giles was up and going, so he takes second base with ease and gets himself into scoring position, and it's a full count on Chase Johnston, now with a runner on second base. Payoff pitch up coming from Kelly. He's going to miss. Nice job by Johnston to get himself on base here in this 6th inning. He will take a walk against Kelly. Runners on first and second now with a big opportunity here for the Golden Eagles. It looks like they are going to bring in a pinch hitter here for Bennett Averett. It's going to be number 12, Cy Chrisman. And Chrisman with a huge hit in Saturday's ball game. He had a 3-run home run in the 6th inning that proved to be the deciding factor in Saturday's ball game. It is never easy to come in off the bench and deliver a huge hit, but they're asking Chrisman to do the same thing here in game number 2, hoping that he can come up in the clutch here and provide a big spark here for this Golden Eagles offense. They've put a lot of weight on the shoulders of this freshman here in this series. Again, he came through in game number 1 with that big 3-run home run. Certainly can't ask him to do the exact same thing here in this particular at-bat, but figuring out a way to get on base at the very least, or finding a way to drill one out into the outfield and get Maple Mountain on the scoreboard, that is certainly the hope here. So another big situation here for Cy Chrisman. We'll see if he's able to deliver just like he did in game number 1 here in this series. And they also bring in another pinch runner for Colby Warren as well. Not Colby Warren, for Chase Johnston.
Now batting number 12, Cy
Number
Chrisman.
16.
And in to run number 16,
Hayden Hyatt.
Hayden Hyatt.
Again, big moment here for Cy. Chrisman digs in with runners on first and second in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2 outs. Massive moment for the Golden Eagles, and he gets hit by the pitch. So 1 pitch, and he gets his way on base. So now the bases are loaded.
Now
Feels like
number 11, Colby
a fairly similar
Warren.
situation to the first inning. But they've got a guy up in Colby Warren who has had success here today. He had a double off of Junior Milwaukee in the 2nd inning. Did strike out in his last at-bat in the 5th, but again, a guy that's one of the 2 Maple Mountain hitters that have hits in this ball game. They do bring Averett back in to run for Chrisman. And it does move Hyatt over to second base, of course, and then Giles running for Rollins is over there at third. Huge situation here for the Golden Eagles second baseman, Colby Warren. They really need him to find a way to deliver here in this just crucial spot. Down 3-0, bottom of the 6th. This is their moment, it really feels like. If they're going to come back here and win game number 2 and not have to play through a game 3 here against the Red Devils. This is their chance. They need at least a run here. That one's going to be down, hits the dirt. Giles will come in easy, and that's going to be the first run of this ball game for the Golden Eagles. A wild pitch by Trevin Kelly will create the opportunity for the Golden Eagles to finally get on the scoreboard here in inning number 6. A 3-1 ball game now, and still threatening here with 2 runners in scoring position. Another one in the dirt. Nice job there by Dayamas to make sure that that thing did not get away. That's the last thing that you would want to see if you are a Red Devils fan, is to see that particular pitch also get away from Trevin Kelly. 2-0 pitch upcoming. That one up around his neck. So now a 3-0 count on Colby Warren, doing a nice job of being patient here. Got to imagine that he's going to wait for Kelly to throw a strike. 3-0. Just clips the outside part of the plate for strike 1. That's really an excellent pitch there by Kelly. Felt like it maybe could have gone either way, but nice job of nibbling the outside part of the plate. The 3-1 is rocketed out into left field. Oh, and it's going to be caught. Nice positioning out there in left field. Absolutely smoked ball. Unfortunately for Warren, it is caught. The Golden Eagles do get one across on a wild pitch by Kelly, so the score is now 3-1. We'll get you inning number 7 of this one when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
Contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17, inning number 7 of this one between the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles and the Springville Red Devils. This is game 2 of a best-of-3 series here in round 1 of the 5A state playoffs. Always fun to see regional matchups as part of these kind of first-round games, and that's exactly what we're getting here with 2 Region 9 foes in Maple Mountain and Springville. The score is 3-1 in favor of the Red Devils. Maple Mountain took game 1, score of 6-5. That one was, that one tugged at the heartstrings late. A pinch hit 3-run home run by Cy Chrisman gave Maple Mountain a 4-run lead going into the 7th inning, only to see that lead evaporate. And Springville scored 3, but Maple Mountain able to do just enough to come away with the victory in game 1. So they come into today with the 1-0 lead in the series, but Springville threatening here to take game number 2 with a 2-run lead here going into this 7th inning. It'll be up to Cooper Rollins to once again close the door here on this Springville offense. He's so far come in and given them 2 scoreless innings in relief of Blake Carter. They're hoping for a 3rd one here and to be able to get their lineup back up and hoping for at least 2 runs to tie this ball game up and maybe even a 3rd to potentially walk this thing off and take the series. And they're actually going to let Junior Lewacki hit. That feels like a big accomplishment for the big slugging righty. He hit an absolute bomb out to center field in his first at bat, 2-run blast. But his last 2 plate appearances have been intentional walks, and so that's why you're hearing the huge reaction from the Springville dugout, only to just have them intentionally put him on the bag anyway. Sounded like they were going to let him take the at bat, but. This is probably the right choice for the Golden Eagles. You know, as I've said, being someone that's been intentionally walked before, it's the worst feeling and yet also the best feeling all at once. Obviously, there's an immense amount of respect that goes into, we don't want you hitting at all. We're just giving you the free base. But at the end of the day, you're a hitter and you want to get up there and be able to whack the ball. So it's a mixed bag, mixed feelings, as you will. But Lewacki does make his way on over to first for the 3rd time in this ball game. And so it'll be no outs here with a runner on first and the count 1-0 on Trent Ash. And Ash is going to spray this one foul in, out of play for strike one. Ash 0 for 3 on the day. It's been a busy day over around first base for Cooper Siemens when it comes to Trent Ash. He's grabbed one in foul territory. He grabbed a liner off of Ash's bat, and then he also popped up to him in his last at bat. So 0 for 3 day for Ash. He holds up on the high cheddar for a ball there. So 2 balls and 1 strike. It'll be Ash, Thorpe, and then Conrad that are potentially up here for the Red Devils here in inning number 7. Milwaukee at first base. That's a beautiful little bender there by Cooper Rollins. Catches the upper part of the strike zone, so even up the count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. And a beautiful day at the ballpark here. It's been sitting in around the 70s. It's been just fantastic weather for playoff baseball, and it's been a fun game. And what makes it fun is if you like pitching, there's been a lot of strikeouts in this ball game as Trent Ash will go down on strikes. That's Cooper Rollins' first strikeout of the day.
Now batting number 16, Brooks Thorpe.
But it's his second strikeout. My apologies. Sorry about that, Coop. So there's 4 strikeouts total of Red Devils, but man, Junior Milwaukee, 13 strikeouts in his particular appearance, and he made it through 5 2/3. Little tapper. They are going to say that it was in fair territory, and that is going to be just an absolutely frustrating double play for, oh my goodness. You do not see that one every day, as Brooks Thorpe thought he tapped that one foul.
Right,
instead, A.J. Thomas makes just an absolutely athletic play, grabs it right up and over the head of Brooks Thorpe, sends it over to first, and then they get Milwaukee in a little bit of a rundown. Not a big rundown, but tag him out over there. So big way to end the top of the 7th inning for the Golden Eagles. As we move on over to the bottom half of the 7th inning, gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17. That's 2 Jacks Pizza, Lance Wilson State Farm, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, and MVP Sports. Yeah, that is a play that you're not going to see every day, folks, but a nice job there by the Golden Eagles to recognize the moment and create the 2 quick outs there. Nice job in relief here today by Cooper Rollins, able to put up 3 scoreless innings in relief of Blake Carter. And now it's going to be up to the Maple Mountain offense to score at least 2 runs here in the bottom of this 7th inning. Hopefully scratch 3 across and be able to walk this thing off here in game number 2. They do have the advantage in the series, 1-0 after winning game 1 6-5 on Saturday, but obviously would love nothing more than to be able to shut the door on this series here in game number 2, but they will need to find a way to produce some runs here against Trevin Kelly, who's come in relief of Junior Milwaukee. He was able to get the last out of the inning there in the 6th. Got Colby Warren I say got Colby Warren out, but man, Warren absolutely laced one out to left field. It just so happened that the left fielder for the Red Devils, Lydiard, just happened to be kind of right place, right time. That one potentially could have tied the ball game up, but unfortunately was a frozen rope right at the left fielder. That one is in there for a strike, and there are some Maple Mountain fans that are none too pleased with that particular call, and I honestly don't blame them. That was pretty low and outside. The 0-1 is going to be right at Thomas's eyes, leading up the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. A.J. Thomas, Seth Hall, and Corbin Bailey, top of the order, due up here in this 7th inning for Maple Mountain. So about the best part of the lineup you could ask for to create 2 runs for you to keep this ball game alive. That pitch by Kelly does sail a little bit outside, so the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. Another rocket right up the middle. Nice job there by Kelly to glove that thing. He'll send it on over to first for out number 1. That looked very similar to
Now batting number 5,
Thomas's hit in the 5th inning. He slapped one right past Milwaukee for a single in the 5th inning. Tried to get similar results there, but nice glove by Kelly to get out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. Hall will watch one go high and outside for ball 1. Hall on the day is 0 for 1. He's taken 2 walks. He's really done a great job of being patient at the plate and really not swinging at any bad pitches. It's just really kept within himself, and that's been huge here for the Golden Eagles. You would hope that more of them would take Hall's example and just wait for the good pitches. The 2-0, that was a good pitch, but just barely misses it for strike 1. So now the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Hall with one of the huge hits in Saturday's ball game, had a 3-run home run early in that ball game to give Maple Mountain the lead for most of that ball game. He takes a cut at that one and fouls it away, so count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Corbin Bailey due up next here for the Golden Eagles on their last leg here in the bottom of the 7th inning, needing 2 runs here to keep the ball game going. 3-1 Red Devils. A pitch that absolutely gets away from Trevin Kelly. The count is now full. Just 2 hits on the ball game here for the Golden Eagles. They could use a few of those here in this 7th inning. They could also use a lot more of that. Seth Hall does a nice job of being patient, gets himself on base for the 3rd time in this ball game.
Now
3 walks for the number 2 hitter,
Bailey.
Seth Hall. So a runner on first here in the 7th inning. Brings up Corbin Bailey. Bailey is 0 for 2 on the day. He took a walk in the first, but has struck out in his last 2 at-bats. So 0 for 2 on the day. The first pitch. That one is in there for a strike. That's a great pitch by Trevin Kelly. Kind of nips at that lower inside part of the strike zone. Seth Hall at first base after the 1-out walk. The 0-1 can be just a tick outside there by Bailey, to Bailey, so 1 ball and 1 strike. They almost kind of gave the umpire a little stink eye on that one. It's kind of interesting. It just feels like both teams have been not very pleased with the umpire's calls in this one. That one is going to be a little high. It's going to move the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. I've got to admit, being particularly a home plate umpire is kind of a thankless job. Everyone criticizes you, and you're never going to get it right compared to anyone. You just got to do your best to call the balls and strikes, but knowing that someone is not going to agree with you, as there's going to be a mound visit here between the infielders and their pitcher, and then a little conversation between the home plate umpire and the Springville coach. Shout out to Coach Ryan Briggs. So they're kind of rather heatedly discussing things. Yeah, it looks like they brought in someone to give the catcher Kelly a little bit of water. He actually does kind of look a little flushed. So we're going to have Corbin Bailey digging back in here with the count now 2-1. Really need their shortstop to come in clutch here. They do have Seth Hall over there at first base after taking the walk. Needing 2 runs here in the bottom of this 7th inning. This thing is going to be popped up. It will be fouled and out of play. The count will even up now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The wind has actually decided to show up now. So we've got a fairly big gust of wind going kind of across the diamond here, blowing a little bit out towards left field. See if that ends up playing a factor here. The 2-2 pitch from Kelly is sent out into the outfield by Bailey. Be kind of out there in shallow right field. The catch is going to be made by Tate, and that's going to be out number 2 here in the bottom of the 7th. The Red Devils now 1 out away from extending this series and forcing a game 3. Does bring up Frandy Mosquea, who's 0 for 3 on the day, has struck out twice and has grounded out on the day. But he has been Maple Mountain's best hitter on the season, so this is the guy that you want up in this situation. He's going to get underneath one. It's going to go out of play for strike one. Hall at first base after taking the walk. Mosquea represents the tying run for Maple Mountain. His time is going to be, they are going to call balk, and I actually heard that from the audience. I wasn't watching closely enough, but I've been told that it's a good call, and I am liable to believe that that is in fact correct. I will mark down balk here on my scorecard, and so now Hall in scoring position for Mosquea. He's going to tap one foul into the backstop. So the count will be 0-2. So the Golden Eagles now down to their last strike here in game number 2. Really hoping that their cleanup hitter can come through in the clutch, keep this inning alive, and be able to score Hall from second base, the 0-2. Oh, mercy, that's some chin music right at, going right towards his helmet. Ducks out of the way, so 1 ball and 2 strikes. Big moment here for Mosquea. The 1-2 from Kelly. They're going to say that he didn't get enough out of the way. Oh, that is a tough break for the Golden Eagles, as they say that he didn't make enough of an effort to get away from the ball. So the count is 2-2. It does count as a ball, but because home plate umpire deemed that Mosquea did not make enough of an effort to get out of the way of the pitch, he will have to dig back in here. 2-2 count with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th, runner on second. Huge moment for Mosquea. He gets a piece of it and fouls it away. It's going to be in foul territory. Giving chase out there was the first baseman, Conrad, but it does get out of play. Mosquea will get another opportunity here to keep this inning alive. 3-1 ball game, 2-run advantage for the Red Devils. They are a strike away from forcing a Game 3 in this Round 1 series. The 2-2 from Kelly. That is going to hit his shoulder. As he's getting hit, and they are going to say that it was a swing. I'm going to wait for an official call here, because this is potentially going to get pretty heated between Coach Thomas and the home plate umpire. Mosquea definitely looks like he is in some decent pain over there at first base, but they're going to say that he took a swing at that, and that's going to be strike 3, and that is going to be the ball game here, as we see the teams clearing the field here. That is going to wrap things up here in game number 2. Springville taking this one on a score of 3-1. We'll get you a recap when we come back on Spanish Fork 17.
If you're looking for a workout, you know MVP Sports is the place to start, and that includes pickleball. MVP Sports has all you need to get active in this growing sport. Paddles, shoes, clothing, and the pickleballs. MVP Sports in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
Contact State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
Hi, welcome to 2 Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to 2 Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. We just finished up Game 2 of the matchup between the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles and the Springville Red Devils. The Red Devils taking Game 2, the score 3-1. Had the game-tying run at the plate. The Golden Eagles had Mosquea up, but unable to deliver there in the bottom of that 7th inning. So the Red Devils take Game 2 and force a Game 3 here in the series, which we will get to you when that goes live here in about 20-ish minutes. Want to put a quick wrap-up on this one. Our MVP Sports MVP of the game for this one is Junior Lewacki for Springville. He was basically everything for the Red Devils in this ballgame. Hit a 2-run home run in the first inning to put Springville on the scoreboard, and then pitched 5 2/3 innings of shutout ball for the Red Devils. 13 strikeouts, 5 walks, and only 2 hits allowed. So was absolutely sensational on the mound as well as at the plate. Ended up also drawing 3 intentional walks. Really is just the heart and soul of the Red Devils team. And so shout out to Junior Lewacki, our MVP Sports MVP of the game. For our crew here at Spanish Fork 17, I'm Angela Rose. Thank you for tuning in with us here for this Game 2 matchup between the Red Devils and the Golden Eagles. Unfortunately for Maple Mountain, a Game 3 is being forced, and so go ahead and stick around, folks, because this game will be live, like I said, in about 20-ish minutes or so make sure to grab some food and get yourselves all ready. We will get you Game 3 here later on Spanish Fork 17.